All right, greetings and salutations. It's your boy D.Boom. We back with the extended breakdowns. I just did the Divine Masculine extended breakdown. And if you ain't seen the Divine Masculine's reading, which is what the extended breakdown was breaking down, check that out. The energies in this weekend. We're getting to new energies next week. So, head, shoulders, knees, and toes rant, and we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to make this brisk. Head, that's swords. Thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology, the direction you're going, the decisions you're making, because everything starts from the mind. Then we got cups. Cups is feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators. Indicators of where you're going mentally. Heart and mind must be aligned with everything that you do. Then we got wands. Actions and behavior. These things you're doing, things you've done. Not what you finna do because you ain't did it yet. Wands represent the now, the present, the ing, the ing, because we living, learning, earning every day. You know what I'm saying? Also, we got pentacles. Finally, pentacles are persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All pentacles expire. All pentacles have expiration dates, and all pentacles are temporary. Let's get with the business. Go make this brisk. I swear. It's just an extended breakdown. Check out the Divine Feminine message for this week. Bomb message. Just put more oomph on that message, okay? It all links. First card in this message, we got the Seven of Wands. This is internal conflict. Now, internal conflict is healing yourself or dealing with yourself. But how do you deal with yourself? You heal yourself. And how do you heal yourself? Alone. Self is the key word right there. Now, when you're dealing with yourself, you got to look at yourself introspectively. It's like a battlefield, right? This is your squad, and this is the squad you're going up against. They got more people. You know, you might think the fight is already over, but that's not true. What you got to do is get a 3D image of this battle. Get a bird's eye view of this shit. You know, go up a tree, and go up a mountain, go up a hill. Look at your terrain. It ain't how many people you got in the battle that wins the battle. It's what you got. Okay? These might be just hand-to-hand combat type people with armed with swords. You happen to be archers. So you guys got bow and arrows. If you can get this crew on the other side of this crew and flank them, you can trap them and just fire arrows and kill every last one of them. But you wouldn't really know what you got going on till you really ascend, go high, and look at yourself from a bird's eye view. You know? Once you look at yourself introspectively, because I mean, when it comes to healing, it's like if your heart was outside your chest, it'd be meant for somebody else to heal you. You know, your heart is inside, so you gotta heal yourself. You know, you heal yourself, you cure yourself, you remedy yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody's job to heal you. You know, and people out here who ain't healed, walking around calling themselves trying to heal other people and shit. It doesn't work like that. But once you get a good look at yourself, once you look at yourself introspectively, you'll be happy. Ten of Cups represents happiness, emotional contentment, or emotional fulfillment. You'll be happy to see that what you thought was a behemoth, was a leviathan, was a titan of a monster, ain't nothing but a baby cub. You know, from the ground it looks like chaos, but once you get a good look at shit, you see shit for what it really is. Small. And here's the kicker. Everything is small. Nothing is too big for God, but we're gods ourselves, right? So nothing's too big for us. You know, it's like fighting a bully. It might be twice your size, it might be taller than you, bigger than you, and maybe got more experience. But hey, David beat Goliath. All it takes is wit. Who using their mind? Your enemy is using their brawn. They're using their power. They're using their connections. But what they're underestimating is your mind, your will, your perseverance. You know, so with some feminines, there's a lot going on inside. You know, whether that's emotional turmoil you dealing with, actual sickness you're trying to cure yourself from, getting your health back, like not just physical health, it could be mental health. You know, all feminines are dealing with something, but it's like you don't really know what you're dealing with because you ain't really got a bird's eye view of your situation. You got to look at your situation from a different perspective. You know, is the glass empty or is the glass half full? That type of situation, you know what I'm saying? It's all in the mind, just fairly important. We ain't gonna spend too much on that. But bottom line, we got the Four of Wands, and this is twin flame union, reunion, and recognition. Like I said, for those who are waiting to get in a twin flame union, or to get reunited with your twin, or recognition to even find your twin, you will. You separated from your divine masculine, it's cool. They always come back. Just make sure you in a better position when they come back. It's like you come to somebody's house for a barbecue, ain't nobody there. It's like, you know what? I'm going to come back when the food ready and there's more people here. You leave. Then you come back, food still ain't made, and ain't nobody still here. It's like, why the fuck I even come back? So when the divine masculine steps the fuck away or separates, the best thing you can do is heal yourself, fix yourself, put yourself in a better, bigger, greater situation. So when your masculine comes back, he got something to see. He's got a party and some food to come to. Change is what your divine masculine usually wants to see when they separate. Not just you changing your situation, but they left so they could change theirs. So he comes back in a great situation, a better situation. Now he can actually have the mindset or financial backing to actually build and deal with you. It'd be the worst shit if he comes back and you in the worse shape than you was before you left. We ain't talk about physical shape. Like, you know, you was in shape and all that shit. He left. You kind of picked up a few pounds. It ain't like you let yourself go, because you going to be beautiful to your divine masculine whether you thick or small. It ain't about the physical. It's about the person that you are. It's more so your mental, financial, because masculines are pinnacle based. You know, they looking for certain changes. And it ain't really the changes you think. So that's why you got to cover all angles. So the masculine ain't got nothing to bitch and yap about. You know what I'm saying? But back to the message. We got this twin flame situation. Your masculine always comes back. Might be the wrong time. Might not be when you hoped or planned on it. It never is. But your masculine comes back. Make sure you give them something to come back to. Clarifying this Four of Wands, twin flame union, reunion, and recognition. Or home. Four of Wands represents home. Home is the four walls you call your shelter. Home is where the heart is. So whatever feels home to you is in your heart. It ain't like your masculine's coming back to you. He's coming back to what feels like home. He could be a she could be a he. You know how we rocking. You know. Four of Pentacles is clarifying this Four of Wands. Four of Pentacles is holding on too tight to some shit or being scared to let some shit go. Speaking of some twins right now, not all. When it comes to this twin flame situation, you're going to have to let it go for a little bit. Not permanently. Just temporary. Pump, you know, call a timeout. Pump the brakes. You obviously got a lot on your plate that you got to deal with. You shouldn't be stressing or losing your hair or head worrying about this twin flame situation. When you got shit internally you got to deal with. When you got shit personally you got to deal with. They'll always come back. So you'll always get another loop in this twin flame shit. Say your masculine is ready. Maybe you not. Hey, bad timing. I mean, it's cool in the game. Masculine wants to come back. But, hey, I'm going through some shit right now. So, you know, you're going to have to go back to the rock you crawled out of. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go back to whoever you felt so comfortable around and not me earlier. I mean, I'm going to be back. But you're going to have to wait on me this time. Like I say, it ain't... Most of you divine feminines, y'all ain't scared to lose your divine masculine. You know? You scared somebody's going to take your divine masculine. Or somebody's going to do what you couldn't do with your divine masculine. You have no idea the effect that your divine that you have on your divine counterpart. They'll never tell you the impact that you have in their life. How good you make them feel. How much you change their life. How much of you is imprinted on them. How much they need you. How much they try to leave you but always end up coming back to you and shit. Like, they don't tell you that part. They don't tell you much. Masters don't really give feminists too much to go off of. That's why you gotta, like I say, cover all bases. But for some twins, let this twin flame shit go for a little bit. Rule number 1 in this twin flame demo. This shit is optional. You don't have to mess with this. You don't have to mess with your divine masculine. You don't have to do anything. Masculines understand this. Some of you feminines act like y'all don't. And it ain't like your masculines leaving you alone entirely. They always come back, don't they? They just taking a break. Something you need to learn from the masculines book and do. Because you got too much on your plate. You ain't even really ready to deal with the situation. And it's all good. You know? It's all good. Like I say, separation is the glue that keeps this twin flame shit together. So don't trip. But not all, but some of you divine feminines need to not let your divine masculine go, but just let this twin flame situation go. They was your friend before you found out they was your divine counterpart. You know, you liked them well before you see that, you know, that they were something else more than what they were in your life. That's what the recognition part of twin flame recognition is. You see that they're, like, at first it just felt like, you know, man, I just get a different vibe. It's like I know you in a different lifetime. Like, you really don't know what it is till you find out what it is. And then once you find out that this is your twin flame and it's the person you've been looking for your whole life and how you two are, you know, the same in so many similar ways, then your divine masculine becomes something more than what they were. So to put it in better words, sometimes when it comes to like my divine masculine, I'm a divine feminine, by the way, I gotta keep in my mind that you know, I was friends with my divine masculine before he became like my old man. He's like my father. We got like a Jedi Padawan relationship, master apprentice relationship, like father son type situation. You know what I'm saying? But before he became like my old man, like my pops, like my hero and shit, he was just a cool ass old guy that used to hang around me a lot. Who I helped out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just developed a soft spot for the guy. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to take them back to that point. I mean, even when I met my divine masculine, I met him in college. I was going back to school. He was going back to school. My masculine's 30 years my senior. It ain't like I met the nigga on the block. It ain't like I met the nigga on the street. It ain't like I met him doing dirt. It ain't like I met him in a club or some shit. I met this motherfucker in school. When he was trying to change his life and I was trying to change my life, we were both trying to change our life and we were both going in the same direction. You know? Sometimes I gotta remind him. Like, bruh, you know? And then usually divine masculines are the ones who spit game at you. They the ones who holler at you. Them the ones, they introduce themselves to you. They initiated this shit. You know? 8 times out of 10, it's usually the divine masculine that introduces himself. That pops up in your shit. That clings to you first. You dig what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta let the masculine know, hey, we can go back to square one. It's all a circle, a loop anyway. You know, you gotta go back to square one. You know what? Let's just be friends. You know, we were friends before this shit. Let's go back to it before we, you know, end up something less than what the fuck we were. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta go back to the starting gate. Sometimes you gotta start from scratch. If divine feminine, that's what you need to do. But starting from scratch ain't literally starting from ground zero. It's just reintroducing yourself like Hove. Getting to the message. Energy you coming into or leaving divine feminine is pain. 3 of Swords represents pain. It's just basically going past the point of no return. It's like leaving a plantation. You know? Hey, slavery, this shit ain't it. There's more to life than just being a slave and working for massa. I know that. It's got to be somewhere better than this. This can't be life. You know? And it's like somebody comes through and tells you about the Underground Railroad. And it's like, you know, all right, bet, freedom. But before you can get on the Underground Railroad, you got to learn how to read. Not just read, understand. You got to read the signs. You got to understand the signs. It's a whole network. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's time to go, you got to go. You can't go back and get your family, your mother, your brother, your sister, your uncles, because they don't look at life the way you looking at life. They think this is what life is. They already, it's all mental, swords, it's all mental. You know, and if you tell them your plans that you finna escape and go to Freedom Land, they might snitch on you to massa, and then, you know, you end up like Kunta Kinte. Cut your foot off to make it hard for you to get on that journey to the Underground Railroad. Because it's your own family that throw you under the bus, throw you under the train, throw you under the guillotine. Spiritual journey is a solo one. Spirituality, like you and God, what you and God got, that's a personal relationship. Who God is to you is different from who God is to me. It's different from who God is to your parents. It's different from who God is to your kids. God is a personal relationship at the end of the day. So, you know, it's only you and the Most High. You know, It's a lonely journey, but you're going to have to go past the point of no return. And when you escape from the plantation, you got to go all the way. You can't escape the plantation, be in the woods, ain't feeling that shit, and decide to come back. You might fuck around and die. Like I say, you might get your foot chopped off. Maybe they might kill a person that you love that's close to you to teach you a lesson to never do that again. You can't go backwards. You got to go past the point of no return. You can't just say you're going to leave your divine masculine alone. You got to do it. And stand on that. Be 10 toes down on that shit. Because clarifying this 3 of Swords, we got the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is separation. Twin flame separation or outside conflict. But it seems like you're going past the point of no return. You're leaving your masculine alone. Not talking to all feminists, just some. You're leaving your divine masculine alone because, number one, you got too much shit on your plate. It's an outside situation that needs your attention right now. You can't focus. Like, you're past 4 Wands is twin flame union recognition, right? You got to get past this shit real quick. You got to separate. And you got to, like I say, separate and stay separated for a little bit. Might take 3 days. You need 3 weeks. You need 3 months, maybe 3 years. Who knows? What's time to a divine? Like I say, one thing about a twin flame situation, it's infinite. You ain't just gonna be your twin flame. Gonna be your twin flame for 3 years. Your twin flame gonna be your twin flame for 3 decades. Maybe 3 lifetimes y'all been doing this shit. It's infinite. Just know that. You know, so whether it take 3 months, 3 years, or 3 decades, you know what I'm saying? This twin flame journey ain't going nowhere. You know, but while you here, you gotta do what you gotta do. This twin flame shit is optional. Twin flame shit is just the icing on the cake. Rule number 2 of this twin flame situation: it's built for you to be the best person you can be, and you need to be the best person you can be, so you can do the best job that you can do. Because God put you here for a particular purpose, a particular job. It wasn't just to awaken through your twin flame journey or awaken your masculine to this twin flame journey. No, you had a whole purpose here. That's solo, that deals with you and you only. And you know what I'm saying? That maybe that's the thing you need to take into consideration. Don't be scared to go past the point of no return. Just go. Masculine be back. You'll be back. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, divine feminine, you got shit you got to do. Now to the feminines who's staying in a twin flame situation, and it ain't your twin flame demo, you got to go past the point from. Maybe it's just your mentality on this shit. Maybe it's just your perspective on the twin flame journey in general. Maybe it's your job you need to leave alone or walk away from. Maybe it's your family you need to walk away from. Because like I say, you're a slave, you're going to freedom. All your family is on a fucking plantation. You're going to have to leave them to go to freedom. Say that shit one more time for the feminists in the back. You're going to have to leave them to go to freedom. Can't stay a slave because, you know, this is where your people's at. Maybe you escaping gonna make them escape. But somebody got to leave the gate. Leave the gate open, but somebody got to leave the gate. That's what happens when you break in family trauma change. You know what I'm saying? Like ancestral trauma. Somebody got to break that shit. And leave the fucking door open for other people to go through the gate that you left. Feminine, you in regards to yourself. We got the 2 of Cups. This is ships. Relationship, friendship, kinship. It's a ship. You might be the fucking captain, but it's a first mate. It ain't all about what you feel. It's about other people's feelings and emotions. And you got to respect it because y'all on the same boat. Whether you're a first mate with a captain. Captain might be a fucking dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Might be an asshole. He might be making this whole journey hard on this shit. Captain being your divine masculine. You still got to respect his emotions, his feelings, his actions, his behavior, the direction he going, the decisions he making. There's 2 people here. This twin flame thing is not going to be what you want it to be. It's going to be what you want it to be, what your divine masculine wants it to be, mixed with what God needs this to be. It ain't about you. That's one of the things you're going to have to go past the point of no return with. Sucks, but that's just the curse of the divine. But yeah, friendship, you know, relationship, that's between lovers. Friendship, that's between friends. Partnership, that's a business you and a friend started, you know. whoever this person is, you got to trust them enough to do business with them. You got to trust them enough to and be in a relationship with them. You got to trust them enough, to have them this close to you. Feel me? Or this is kinship. This is you. This is your child. This is you. This is your parent. When you going past the point of no return, when you going to freedom land, you might have to leave your parents behind. You might have to leave your kids behind. Not babies, you take them with you. We talking about like grown ass kids. Teenagers, man. That just, there's a lot of lost causes out here, man. Like I said, it's mainly family. Relationship between you and blood. Y'all share the same blood. That's the only shit y'all got is y'all related. Y'all ain't on the same mental ship. Y'all ain't on the same spiritual ship. You know what I mean? It's just blood. That connects you to. Don't be afraid to disconnect that shit. Clarifying this Two of Cups. We got the Fool card. Fool card is being in a whole new world like Aladdin. It's just a place you ain't never been before. What's that? Uncomfortable. It's like you in a whole new world and you just at awe about being in a new country, but then it hits you. Damn, I can't speak the language here. Damn, I don't even know how to get around. Damn, who can I trust? Like, it's beautiful here. I love it. But at the same time, I need to find a person I can trust to communicate with so I can go exchange my currency, so I can figure out where to eat. I don't want to get set up being a newbie and they know I'm a tourist or an outsider. That makes me more of a target. I need to find somebody that treats tourists well instead of setting them the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't know. Being the Fool card is just unawareness. You just don't know. When it comes to this relationship with you and your Divine Masculine, you just don't know. When it comes to this relationship with you and your family, Divine Feminine, you just don't know. But that's normal. How you think slaves felt? Escaping. You know what I mean? Chain breakers, chosen ones, you know what I'm saying? Hey, when it comes to the spiritual journey, sometimes you just don't know. But what you do know is you're on this journey. What Martin Luther King say, hey, I might not see you on top of the mountaintop, nigga, but I know I'm gonna get there. The fuck is you talking about? Like, I might not meet you there, but I'm going. See you there. See you there. You know what I mean? There's only one right way. That's up. And what's up? God is what's up. Okay, then. That's who you want to get closer to. Ascension. That's what it's all about. It's all it's ever been about. Wrapping this up. Feminine. You in regards to the masculine energy, we got the Eight of Wands. Communication, communication, communication. Communication is 80% nonverbal. 20% is what you're saying. 80% is what you're doing. And not saying something is saying something. And not doing something is doing something. But not doing something is also saying something. And not saying something is also doing something. What you say and what you do got to correlate. Because if you're saying something and doing something, you miscommunicate. If you're saying something and doing something else, you're miscommunicating. If you're doing something and saying something else, you ain't saying nothing at all. Fuck what people saying to you. Look at what they doing. It's 80% of it. I mean, they say they love me. They say they care. Yeah, narcissists say they fuck with you all day, but they actions show otherwise. You got to go off people's actions. It says more than what they saying. Clarifying that is the King of Cups. That's the tough love card. Tough guy. Bully. Motherfuckers say they love you, but their actions show that they bullying you, that they're manipulating you, that they're treating you like shit. When it comes to manipulators, when it comes to narcissists, fake friends, fake family, fake relationships, even when it comes to your Divine Masculine, go off their actions and behavior. Because it's speaking volumes. Don't go off what people say. A person say they gonna marry you all fucking day. What are they doing? Are they buying a ring? Are they even taking you seriously? Are they even listening to you? Are they even watching your actions and behavior? Hey, actions speak louder than words. That's only because communication is 80% nonverbal. But going back to the Divine Masculine, once again, your Divine Masculine is not you. Tough love. That's the 1950s, 1960s dad card. How do 1950s, 1960s dads communicate? They ain't in their feelings. They ain't finna tell you they love you. They gonna show you they love you. Dad, dude, you don't really open up. I'll be wanting to talk, and you kind of shut me down. You don't want to hear me. It's like, nah, baby, I love you. Obviously, I love you because I'm still in the household. I ain't left your mama. I ain't left you guys. I'm paying the bills. I'm supporting each and every one of y'all. I support your mama. I support y'all. I ain't gotta scream I love you from the motherfucking rooftops. My checkbook say my checkbook say I love you. This house say I love you. The payment I just put on your college tuition say I love you. That car I bought you say I love you. The braces I put in your motherfucking mouth. Like, that's how they talk. They talk through their actions and behavior. Mainly their wands and their pinnacles. And you need to learn how to understand that much. You know how your masculine love you? They still around. They still come back. They always come back, don't they? They ain't gonna come back to a situation that they don't want. He still picks up the phone. I mean, he might take breaks from your ass because divine feminine, you could be a lot. It ain't your fault. It's just who you are. They can't handle emotions and all this good ass shit that they getting from you, divine feminine. They can only take it in doses. But you need to learn how to understand that. The masculine says a lot. He talks a lot. You gotta listen to him. And when you listening, he ain't really talking. If you knew your divine masculine, his actions and behaviors would make sense. But if you don't know who your masculine is, you ain't gonna hear him at all. He's gonna be a deaf mute to you. Wrapping this up. Final card of this message. We got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is my psychic card. As in the X-Men. We all divine feminine. You X-Men. You a psychic. You have some type of gift. You have some type of power. That's the shit you need to be cultivating. That's the shit you need to be putting your time, energy, and resources into. Most clients that I meet in this twin flame journey, man, they put so much energy into their divine masculine that, like, if they put the same energy into themselves, the same attention to themselves, go all out for themselves the way they go all out for their divine masculines, man, they'd be in a better situation. They would have been found their powers out. Once again, you was put here on earth for a reason. It wasn't just to be in your twin flame demo. God actually had a plan for you. You actually have gifts and abilities. Find them shits. Queen of Cups also represents dreams, visions, signs, synchronicities, and the writing on the wall. What's the writing on the wall? Some shit that's clear as day. Like, going to the future, you got the Queen of Cups. It's the writing on the wall. You can leave your divine masculine alone just for a little bit. Your divine masculine is actually telling you shit through his actions and behavior, not through his words. It's clear as day. Your divine masculine has to change in order to even be in your motherfucking presence. You need to find the power and the gifts in yourself so you can do what you was put here to do. Not just doing your masculine. Once again, you being with your divine masculine in a romantic, sexual, Disney, rom-com ass way, that shit just icing on the cake. 80% of this journey is your life. 20% of it is your life with your divine counterpart. Okay? Clarifying this, Queen of Cups is the Knight of Swords. That's fear. What's fear? That's making decisions without crossing your T's and dotting your I's. That's jumping the gun mentally. That's being mentally discombobulated from the card before the Knight of Swords, which is the Ten of Swords. What's that? A permanent ending or a death. Fear. Sword. What are you scared of? Leaving your family and getting off this plantation of freedom land? What are you scared of? Losing your divine masculine? Oh, or somebody else doing more with him that you couldn't do. They'll never do what you've done. It might seem like that, but that ain't what the fuck it is. What you scared of? Not being heard or understood by your divine masculine? Do you hear and understand your divine counterpart? It's always introspection. It's always introspection. The only thing you need to fear is fear itself. Soon fear rears its ugly head in your fucking psyche. You need to register that shit, because that's all a sword is. What is fear? Something you register. What is death, which is the Ten of Swords? It's something you register. You don't know a motherfucker dead till it registers. They probably been dead. You just found out. Boom, it registers. Damn. They ain't here no more. Going past the point of no return. Like I said, you talking about get off the plantation, boom, then you run off the plantation. You off the plantation now. Now you in the motherfucking woods. Hearing animals and bugs and birds you ain't never heard before. In the middle of darkness. Then it hits your ass. Damn, I really left. It's real now. Like, you know what I'm saying? All something you register. Even the Seven of Swords. That's truth. What's truth? It's something you register because you could tell a motherfucker straight to their face. It's over. And they can look at you and say, no, it ain't. It ain't registered. I mean, that's mental. You tell a person, we broke the fuck up. No, we didn't. That's mental. You getting any of the jewels that I'm dropping right now. Divine Feminine. Get your shit together. And I'm a Divine Feminine myself, so I'm talking to my motherfucking self too. So, that's the message that I got. Hope I can give you a little clarity. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned. We got the rest of astrology. So, astrology energies in around the end of the month. I just did fire signs. So if you a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, check that out. I did earth signs. So if you Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, male and female, I do both. And I do all three elements. You know what I'm saying? Check those out. I did Divine Masculine's situation. Check that out. I did an extended breakdown for the Divine Masculine situation. That's what I did before this. Check that out. I did Divine Feminine situation. Check that out. This is Divine Feminine's extended breakdown. Check this out. Subscribe while you at it. Like and subscribe while you at it. I'm finna do Twin Flames of Separation extended breakdown for the Twin Flames of Separation message that I did this week. And then I'm doing Twin Flames and Union, Reunion, and Recognition extended breakdown, just like I did the message, which is breaking down the message that I did last week. So check out all my readings. It's probably like 8 to 12 videos that I did for this week. Dropping straight jewels. All information you want to know. Even if you are separated from your Twin Flame, still check out the Twin Flame Union, Reunion, and Recognition readings because I'm dropping jewels. Pick some up. Feel me? Don't just cross-watch the motherfucking Divine Masculine situation and you a Divine Feminine. Check out your shit too. And don't just check out your shit. You just a feminist, so I'm only gonna check my shit. Check out the Divine Masculine. Just check my shit out, man. I'm dropping too much heat, too much jewels for you not to be picking these up. You know what I'm saying? Bookings. All you gotta do is just go to the information page on this YouTube video. It's got my emails and contact. Just drop me a line. Booyah. Got the prices there and everything. I gotta spell it out, like subscribe. I hate when people say like, subscribe, and share. Like, I hate saying that, but I guess you gotta say that to get people to do it. In my head, you should be doing it anyway. But whatever. Dropping jewels, check them out. Finna take a little breaky break, but I'm definitely got water signs coming up tomorrow, and air signs coming up on the astrology. So all astrology will be done this week. All my messages be done this week. Starting next week on the Monday, we can get the new weeks and new energies. Thank you for your time. Pick these jewels up. I'm telling you. One.